Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and just a quick one today. I'm going to show you how to drive through a drive-through. Normally good practice, use a little bit of car parks when you're parking, because drivers often for drive-through for coffees or food or McDonald's etc, they have quite narrow turns in the drive-throughs, and often when you're a new driver you might find this a bit difficult. So if you go relate back to your forward bay park, reverse park, bay park in a car park, it's used on clutch control, biting point, it's keeping the car slow pace, and you have to kind of angle the car a little bit so that you don't curb the car or hit any of the posts that they have in the drive-throughs. So I'm going to show you a demonstration of driving through a drive-through, and I will be buying a coffee. Even the king loves the coffee. So I'm going to put my seatbelt on, and I'm just driving to a local drive-through here, which is a McDonald's drive-through, and this one isn't too bad. It has 2 lanes to it, whereas some you will find that they have very narrow lanes. So I'm going to show you how to angle the car and keep it away from the curb. And then the most important part is you have to be close enough to the window where they dispatch you the coffee or where they take the payment, because you can't open the door and you can't be too far away and you can't be too close. So you've got to just make sure your door mirrors don't hit any of their posts that they have there. So I just want to show you how this would be. Okay, selecting first gear, biting point, I'm driving towards the drive-through. So I'm still on the bike. In car parks, often when you need to slow down, you're still on the bike, you can dip the clutch, and that would work as keeping your car slow as possible. In a manual car, you never really let go of the biting point in a car park unless you're actually driving, making some pace. If you're going to be slowing down and adjusting and making turns, often it's going to be dipping the clutch down slightly and biting point. So here we are, we're in a drive-through here. This one has 2 lanes, but it doesn't become 2. With drive-throughs, you've just got to be careful, because often if you turn too much too early, your back tire will go on the curb, and they often have little poles as you go around, so you can even damage the car. Quite busy on this one. Okay, so I'm going to hold back a little bit so you can have a look at actually how the turn is and how it's curbed. And there's 2 lanes there. There is a wider lane. If you feel you can't make the first one, you could go to the wider turn, which is a bit better. The early one, I'm going to take the first one if the car in front doesn't take it. And I can see, I'm going to show you how to angle the car. So if the turn is there and you feel you're too close, if you turn immediately, turn sharp, your back tire will go over the curb. So you have to angle a little bit. As you can see, the blue car's taken it, and you can see how he's took the turn. So I'm angling it more close to the left here, and then I would be able to turn into that one. As soon as he's taken that turn, I'll go to lane 2. It's good to go to lane 2 because you can get a longer, wider turn to it. And then I'm turning the wheel. If you feel you turn too much, you can always take a little bit of the turn off. So this is important for these drive-throughs because the lanes are very narrow. Often new drivers would find this difficult and challenging, and they would curb the car. Very important to put your window down as you come up to the ordering bit. Now I'm out to order a coffee. Extremely busy here today. Hi, can I get a large white coffee, please?
Large white coffee, yes. Anything else?
That's all, thank you. Thank you. Now, often the other problem you'll find is if you use the outer lane, you will have 2 lanes emerging into one, and it's always a problem. Some drivers will feel they will try and go ahead of you, or they won't give you a chance. Just look for a safe chance with the other driver. If you were there before him, often they do let you go. You might find the odd driver that is possessive and he wants to get through. It's always better to avoid the collision. So you can see both lanes are going into Not sure if you can see that in the camera, but when I turn you'll be able to see it. So again, I'm taking the wheel off again to angle the car and then returning it so my back tyre doesn't climb the curb.
What can I get for you?
Now in this case the blue car was ahead of me, so my aim would be to let him go first and then join just after him. It is quite challenging for a new driver once you've passed, you will be using drive-thrus. You get a little idea how it might feel, the experience of it. So here I'm going to let the blue car pass. And then I'm going to check my shoulder to see what else is going on, and I'm going to try and work my way in. Now, often you will find small zebra crossing, pedestrian crossings. If you can stay off them, it's fine, but it is a bit of a task here, it's a bit difficult, and you may end up on the crossing. As you can see, there was a zebra crossing there. And it's all slow moving pace on the bike, so you're edging forward all the time, dipping the clutch, going on the brake, as if you would do in slow moving traffic when you're in a queue. So constantly you're on the bike to edge forward, and then when you stop you're just dipping the clutch. If you want, you can even be in neutral for a while if you think it's extremely busy. So here is the part where you need to be close enough to the actual payment box because you wouldn't be able to reach them. However, you've got to be focusing on your door mirror and ahead. You don't want to be knocking your door mirror into any of the posts or any of the counters. So here I'm about to pay for my coffee now. Hiya there. Yeah, there you go. Just put the penny in there, thank you. So there I was close enough to pay comfortably. And this one isn't too bad, but you will get somewhere they have like a post just beforehand, and if you go in too close your door mirror would get nudged or knocked into it. And this is what you're going to be watching out for. So here, if I'm waiting for a long time, I can just go to neutral and just relax a bit. If you feel that it's taking too long on the clutch and your foot is getting tired, you can just release it after you brake to neutral and just, take a small break. And you can see in the cameras here, like we're relatively close to it, so we'll easily be able to reach it. And if you're buying a hot drink, you want to be careful that it's closed properly and you hold it properly and you stop the vehicle before. No, thank you. Cheers, thanks very much. And there you go, I bought my coffee. I'm going to pull away now. Checking my left shoulder as the car in front is waiting for an order. And often car parks are busy. And in the beginning, as a learner, you would have been driving in the far side of the car park where it's always quiet for bay parking. Obviously McDonald's or all drive-thrus are a bit more extensively busy, so you could be a passenger and go with somebody just to see what it might be like before you actually take the task yourself. And this is why one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video, just to give you an idea. Pull into a forward bay here. So there you go, folks. I hope you liked that video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe and switch on the notifications for my next video. And I hope that gave you some tips on how to drive through. Thanks for watching.